Actually, she got an Oogie keychain today
Cool.
from one of those mystery bags.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're now showing our faces, and now they choose to start being well behaved. God.
Speak for yourself.
Uh-huh. We're here. We've been having some technical problems. We were supposed to be simulcasting to YouTube tonight. Unfortunately, Streamlabs is being a dick. Somehow, I'm not surprised. We will have to troubleshoot that later, but we are here, at least, and hopefully, the tech issues with uploading our streams to sites, and turning my fan off, will stop. But for now, we are here. First off, I have to fucking deal with Rick's usual hello.
Bullshit fuckery, yes.
Never.
Okay. So, yeah, welcome to session 14. We're here as usual. Somehow we're all mostly alive. We are down Crayon again, unfortunately. Sickness be purged. But we may, all being well, we may have 2 new additions to the crew next week. If it all goes to plan.
Unless we fuck it up.
Yeah, unless something gets fucked up, and knowing our luck, it will. Anyway, our sponsor, as always, is Canadian Dice, and you can use the code the VAT there for 15% off. Apparently, that's usually I thought it's 5 or 10. It's 15 apparently. It might be a special thing right now. Maggie,
it's for my birthday.
Yes. Why is the ad spot not show? Do I have to redo this every fucking time?
Yes.
Don't fuck with it today.
I'm fucking with it.
It can't be helped.
Now it's showing. Now it's showing.
You just had to fiddle with the bits.
I mean, Maggie's dice pick is something. Unfortunately, it's been a hell week for everyone. So Maggie had the dice pick. If you want to find out Maggie's dice pick, go and speak to Maggie. I could give you dice picks. Otherwise, yeah. That's a new account trying to summon the sponsor. Let's go through our schedule. Yep, today's Song of Crystal Shadow. We're here a little bit late, as usual, because I was getting all the new tech stuff set up. Hopefully, tomorrow being Friday, maybe Vixius 5 at 8:30. This is a bit iffy right now. Saturday, we have Together Among the Stars at 11:30 a.m. It says PM on the list, but I know for a fact that it's AM. Unless Rick has suddenly decided to do late night Together Among the Stars, in which case I'd also be kind of concerned because all sorts of dirty things can happen at late night in deep space. Giggity. No VAT Backers Guide to the TTRPGs this week. Sunday is Legacy of Fire with Jeremy on his channel at 7:30. Monday is Mistwalkers with Afi at 8:30. I'm assuming that there's no change on that. And that is it. Oh, and the Society next week on Wednesday at 8:30, I think. Yeah. And that's on Cantrips and Coffee. Not here. So don't come here for that. Yeah. Also, it is the countdown to Spooktober. We are just over 2 weeks away. now. I'm looking at a calendar as I speak. Yeah. And our first games will be literally right out of the gate on like Monday, or like Sunday through Tuesday. I know mine is on Tuesday the 3rd. So if you want to see zombies, come see me on Tuesday the 3rd of October when we are raising money for Extra Life all month long. The merch store, as always, is tinyurl.com/vacmerch. And of course, our podcast, which is being hopefully recorded in high fidelity stereo and all that shit, is available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And that was my 2-second cut, so that Artemis or Affy or whoever could cut the announcements, and I hope they did. Okay, so yeah. So this is the first time in a while we've actually been here for 2 weeks in the trot. We haven't had everyone be sick or something. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start tapping wood and heads and all the rest of it. So let's do some recapping as to what happened last session and where we're going from here. And the moment I move my chair, my fucking headrest, which is supposed to be magnetic as fuck, fell off.
It's a weak magnet. It falls off all the time.
It does. It's fucking bullshit. Anyway.
I can fix that if I can get my hands on an old CD.
I mean, it's fine. It's just it gets a little too low when I shake the chair. It starts disappearing down my back. And that headrest is actually helpful when I'm leaning back. Anyway, so the crew caused chaos in Gridania thanks to Liliana's void magic and other things. They got out and went to Ul'dah. They all went and did their various things. Shikaya got drunk. Yuli,
surprise.
Surprise. Lily went and searched for Master Thancred. And Akemi basically started a food riot in Pearl Lane. The shopping, the kind of back alley to the shopping district in Ul'dah.
Not sorry.
Yeah. Causing an Alamegan food riot. Then they all kind of collected and went to the Fragrant Chamber, the ruling chamber of Ul'dah, to find Thancred and Raubon. And Lily basically had a seizure and started hearing stuff about this way lies calamity.
One way to put it.
Those were the exact words I told you, and you kept not using them. So I'm going to use them myself, because I'm the GM, and that's my fucking prerogative.
Isn't it a character's job to use their own words?
Yes. But you didn't use the magic C word. And no, it's not cunt. God, before anyone tries, any of you fucking dirty bastards tries that one, no. So, with a bit of mental digging, shall we say, y'all realized that maybe you need to go to a certain place. That being the Crystal Tower in Mordona, to essentially explore why this voice from beyond the void is trying to contact you. And you're going to need an airship. And who's the foremost engineer in all of Eorzea?
Cid
Garlond. Thank you. Someone remembered. Someone actually answered too. And
Remember, didn't answer.
Is it even a shock? Cid's always the freaking foremost whatever. It's Final Fantasy.
Well,
Yep.
Cid
Yep.
is the name of every engineer in Final Fantasy, like main one.
yeah, most. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking through all
Every Final Fantasy.
the one. 8. I don't think he was the headmaster of Galbard. I'm not Galbardia Garden, but he was the headmaster of Garden in 8. Not an engineer. 7 engineer, 8 headmaster, 9 mayor of Lindblom, an engineer, 10 absolutely an engineer. Fucking hell, bad. I don't know about 11. 12, yes, villain engineer. 13.
Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're going through Cid's timelines apparently. I don't remember 13 for some reason.
13 was not rememberable anyway.
Anyway, so Bankrit, lovable dumb fuck that he is. He's not really a dumb fuck. He's just kind of brainless sometimes. Realized that there's someone out in Eastern Fanland who is exceptionally good with their hands. And yeah, when there's a missing engineer and a mysterious person who's good with tools and such just randomly shows up at a church, that's a good lead to follow. And so the crew are going to go and explore this lead. Maybe make a new friend. Who knows?
And by that I
Hopefully
mean
not
kidnap him.
cause murder.
So, with that in mind, we are going to. I am basically going to open it up there because the plan has been set. How you lot are gonna get to Eastern Fanland and stuff is up to you.
Are we just now coming out of the inn room?
Yes. Which also means Duality needs to make the drunk check if not already made.
Alright.
And yes, you all got a long rest. And it's a new day.
I'm no longer exhausted.
Yes.
See, where did it go? There it is.
Can I roll for breakfast?
Sure.
So, drunk and breakfast was shit. Okay.
Breakfast was mediocre, not shit.
Maybe that's why they're drunk.
Yes. Yes. I would say that Chikyle had to drink a fair bit in order to wash down the taste of the mediocre breakfast.
And Lily would have found her own breakfast.
Oh, wait. It would be an 11 because I have the +2 on cooking.
Still mediocre. A 10 is half of 20.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Lily's
Average.
Give Kimmy the. What is this?
Half-tired eggs.
Even Fang's kind of turning her nose up a bit at them.
You would think you went under, or were the one that was dealing with massive migraine.
So, no buffs from breakfast, but there's also no debuffs from breakfast either. So yeah,
She's gonna be like, I'm gonna head out, find us a ride, and I need to talk to my mentor about something. Because if I can get to my access to my workshop, we may never need an airship again.
No chocobos.
She smirks a little. Not even a tiny one?
No. If you bring back a chocobo, I'm cooking it.
I can live with this. I hear they're a delicacy in some places.
Oh.
But if it turns out like breakfast, then, well, maybe you're better off not.
I can cook you.
Could you, though?
I mean,
Just
I
no.
will let Kemi make a cooking check to see whether Mikote can be cooked to any edible degree.
The Kemi's too tired and just fed up for today. He just sighs. Just go.
I think you need to sit down and maybe get a couple more minutes of sleep.
I need coffee.
I mean, maybe I can look for something while I'm out. She would then head out. And Thancred's never hard to find. Unless he wants to be.
You can probably find him chatting up some of the local birds.
Tweet, tweet.
He's
Wrong
not
birds.
stalking. But I'm gonna try it anyway. She's gonna try and sneak up on him.
Yes. Off check at disadvantage. Because you're trying to sneak up on a rogue.
That was double 15s.
Yeah, actually you have to. You absolutely catch him fucking flat-footed.
He's too distracted.
I rolled a
But
6 and a 4.
He's too distracted by whoever he's talking to. That's gotta be it.
Yeah, he's too distracted by the lovely Mikote ladies who he's talking to.
And
Always
her huge
Mikote.
tracts of land.
So her tail twitches a little bit, and those ears of hers flatten. I see you're up to your old tricks again.
And he suddenly jumps, and the two maidens like giggle and wander off. Because I think they may be assuming that you're like his betrothed or something.
Terrible thought. Though, on the other hand, it was like Horshaphant. Anyway, so this is what you do all day now. I thought you were a scion, something special.
I am a scion. I just happened to have some downtime between missions, and I decided to check out the local inhabitants.
Since you mentioned downtime, you can do something for me. As my mentor and master, I know you will be willing to help.
You're making assumptions.
No, I'm making plans, because I can always tell Ishtola what you've been up to.
He visibly pales. It's like, yes. I don't think we need to tell her what I've been doing while I've been on detachment in Ul'dah, do we?
Not if you do me a small little favor.
Fuck you, blackmail. I think I should give you an alignment check.
Well, there's a question mark by the whole thing on my alignment.
You never told me what her alignment was, so I assumed she was lawful good.
Oh, hell no.
So I put a question mark next to it because it's not because you never told me. You can change that. You can change that yourself.
Neutral caddy.
Neutral caddy. Yeah, there we go.
Either way, he kind of folds his arms and raises his eyebrow. Okay, shoot.
I need access to my workshop.
And immediately he kind of runs a palm over his face. Oh, you really don't go small with the favors, do you?
No, we need access to my special little project. My airship.
I know what you're talking about. It's going to take a while to have it transferred from Charlie, and there's paperwork and
That's why I came,
bureaucracy.
because I doubt they're going to want to wait around while I try to deal with all that. So you can deal with all that. And then just send word via link pearl to me that it's arrived. And this secret will stay between us. You taught me. Just keep that in mind.
And what, pray tell, would you do if for some reason I cannot meet my end of the bargain through no fault of my own? Remember, the Forum are notoriously pernickety.
I guess I'll have to ask Benphilia for help.
I mean...
And, tell Ishtola what's going on so she can help me too. If you prove to not be resourceful enough. Considering, what was it? You used to say be prepared for every situation, which means since you're my master, I'm expecting you to show me how it's done?
He just kind of...
She's got the cheekiest smile right now. I'll change it later. I can't type it at the same time, apparently.
He kind of he kind of face palms, and he kind of squeezes his temples like this. He kind of between like middle finger and thumb, and just kind of squeezes the corners of his eyes as if he's massaging them. Fine.
I mean, I'm only asking for my airship. I could be asking for all kinds of different projects.
Please don't. Because something tells me that there are probably some projects you haven't mentioned to me, and if those come to light, we're going to have a problem.
Maybe.
12 for Fend.
I kind of forget what I was working on. I don't think it was anything that was explosive or biological.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yet. Yeah, I think it's just mainly been the Allegan stuff. So, my specialty. And then my sole focus has pretty much been that damned airship. Which I never thought I'd have a use for. I appreciate the effort, despite my coyness. I know how much trouble this is going to be. But it's better than jumping around constantly trying to deal with the city-states for transportation. And since my traveling companion has expressed a fear of chocobos...
Wait, what?
Yes, our Dark Knight is apparently terrified of the giant chickens. I don't know how to explain it.
I would like you to try, but something tells me that you haven't really given this much thought either.
I haven't pried because it seems like a sensitive subject. Unless you think I should just walk up to him and go, so, did you have a traumatic experience with the feathered fiends?
Which feathered fiends? The problem is you're going to have to be specific at that point. Do you mean the chocobos or the ixor?
I'm pretty sure
Seagulls.
Or
that
seagulls?
I think they're only afraid of the chocobos. Actually, now I'm not sure.
Well,
Man.
maybe that's something you need to do some research into. Either way.
I'll have plenty of time while you're retrieving my airship. Turns and starts walking away.
He just shakes his head, kind of gives that kind of wave and walks off. Because
Spins
he's...
back. Yells down the street. Oh, and where do I get coffee here?
Ask Mistress Ramodi in the quicksand. She makes a
Damn it.
mean cuppa.
She would then turn and start running back towards the inn.
And you go back in, and as far as I know, they haven't said anything else. Shikaya is just still drinking, and the Kemi is still nursing a hangover or a migraine, rather.
I mean, that's a safe bet with Chico.
Yes.
She would come in, head to the counter where Momodi is, and ask for the strongest coffee they have.
And the Lalafell mistress nods and, looks over at one of the inn, the other innkeeps, and he gets right to work on that.
Akemi holds up a hand and goes, Army Black.
Whatever that means.
She nods at that and passes on the words "Army Black" to the barista.
Who probably hears that and cringes.
Yeah.
And Lily would turn towards Akemi and... So, random question, but are you only afraid of chocobos, or are you afraid of all birds?
Fuck off.
So, all birds. Or is it anything with feathers? I was advised to investigate your fear of chocobos. I'm just doing my job.
That is a need-to-know answer. And you don't need to know.
So I need to study you until I find out.
If
Let's see.
study me means stalk me, you're going to have to do it from over there. And Kemi points to a spot that's like 10 feet away from them.
We're technically traveling together, so... No, I don't. Sits next to him.
They sigh, get up, and walk to the other side of the table, and then promptly thunk their head into the table.
Those giant Makote eyes are just staring at him.
Jeez.
No. I can feel you staring. You're not getting an answer.
She's not going to stop.
And she's not going to get an answer.
When Liliana asked that question about anything with feathers, it's like Shikao is just reconsidering one of her costume choices that she had stashed away.
Did no one think to ask Kimmy about this?
No.
She's the first.
Most of them just go, okay, no chocobos, and don't talk about it.
Considering chocobos are the primary source of transportation, you would think it'd be a conversation.
Razira is a drunk and very used to just walking everywhere.
Which Razira? Wait, there's a Razira in this world?
I mean Shikao. I am running on like 4 hours of sleep the last 3 days. Give me a break.
Fuck, Razira has fucking teleported from Mistwalkers into...
Yeah, my brain is like...
Oh no, it's begun. The fucking plane shifting has begun. Which one of you is going to go over to fucking Mistwalkers?
Uh, her tail is now doing that inquisitive little cat twitch that they get when they're really focused on something.
Yeah. I think the problem was I had it on active chat. I looked up and saw my name, and I just read that instead of freaking my character.
Good job.
I had brain fart.
That's okay. I am a brain fart. But yeah, no, Akemi finally sighs, looks up at her and says, "Not telling you why. Yes, it's only chocobos. I want coffee." And thunks their head back down.
Interesting. Coffee's on the way. I want to find out why it's only chocobos. And this could prove a problem if we ever need to travel long distances and they're our only option.
All right, on Fang.
That poor creature.
Fang just kind of makes a kind of worry kind of
Akemi is
sound.
twice Fang size.
Lily looks at Fang. Don't worry, I won't let him use you as a means to escape his fear.
And Fang, she just she gives kind of a wolf-like shrug and then just goes back to cleaning herself. Goes back to cleaning her paw. There's a lot of sand here. You couldn't already tell because it's fucking Ul'dah. Anyway, so Bankrid is absolutely working on the airship problem, and that will take some definite time. But in the meantime, the coffee is delivered along with 4 cups. There's a bowl of water put out for Fang. Zorn and Fawn are off doing their thing. And yeah.
So she's gonna look at both of them, Shikyle and Akemi. Well, if we can't take chocobos, the thing that they provide here in the city, how are we gonna get there? Because if we have to walk, it's going to take a lot of more time out of what time we don't have. If I get another one of those damn headaches, I swear it might just be the end of me.
Shikayo's not even paying attention. She grabbed the coffee and just started making basically an Irish coffee.
Akemi pauses, looks at Shikayo, takes the rest of the pitcher before she can use it all, and pours the biggest cup of coffee that they then chug down in seconds.
And Lily just raises an eyebrow and sighs.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
All right.
That is extremely hot coffee.
Thank you. You Dark Knight you may be, but you are still a fucking Aurora.
There's the button. I think I did okay.
You're fine.
23.
That's a 23. Yeah. You're fine. It tickles going down. The heat tickles your throat and gullet and such. You're
I
fine.
was gonna say it was basically army coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, Shikayo just turned it into an Irish coffee.
Oh, you're fine. Yours would be kind of a little cooler and more palatable to drink straight out of the freaking canteen because you've mixed it with alcohol that's room temperature. Akemi just chugged it. Chugged piping hot coffee.
Mhm.
So,
Do you feel better now?
Yes.
So are you willing to discuss our problem?
Suppose it's the only option.
So chocobos it is.
I won't
you
be
know
happy
that,
about it.
I mean, you all know that you could hire a chocobo-drawn carriage, especially because there's 4 of you, 5, 6.
6.
Plus 6 plus wolf plus moogles who can
I mean,
fly anywhere.
but it
Carriage
still
would prob-
involves, in Lily's head, that still involves chocobos.
Yeah, but it might not be as bad as like riding on chocobo back.
Oh, she'd look at him and mention, you won't have to ride them.
I better not.
Don't tempt me. Sorry, what?
We have enough supplies. Everybody's awake. We good to go?
I think we're as ready as we'll ever be.
Okay.
Oddly enough, I'm going to regret asking this, but should look at Shikyle. Your Mughals have not been very around this morning.
Sorry, what?
No mention of the Mughals has been made yet, so I'm assuming that they're either hiding or they're not present.
They are hung over in one of the inn rooms.
Do
They're a
you
bunch of lightweights.
Akemi, upon noticing and hearing the conversation, glances at Fang and just kind of snaps. Fetch.
Oh no.
Okay. So
Lily's gonna get up at that note and quickly walk out of the inn.
All I'm imagining now is Fang biting the paladin in the ass and dragging them back.
okay.
I was.
Go
Do I
on.
need to make a. I was more imagining Fang either chasing them out of the room or actively picking up 2 of them by their palms.
I'm going to set the scene and you all can react to it as you please. And because I'm laughing my ass off that this is going to be good. So you see Fang just barrel through a bunch of people to go and go into the inn rooms, and you start hearing like very wolf-like growling and barking. And suddenly there's a lot of high-pitched yelling and cursing as the moves start flying out. Some of them knock into other patrons as they leave the inn room in a panic and get disoriented. And then there is the one who decided to try and stare down Fang, and it didn't end well with as you see the paladin Moogle flying with Fang attached at the ankle. But flying low and slow, I'll point out, because of the added weight of the wolf. So you have now Moogles causing fucking chaos in the Adventurers Guild of Ul'dah, and there's a flying wolf.
I'm so glad I walked out of there.
You don't see that every day.
What? By the 12th, what is going on here? You hear Momodi start yelling, Get those furballs out of here! Get!
Akemi whistles and motions for all of them to follow. And Fang, seeing Akemi, just drops and trots over like nothing happened.
And this is how we get banned from Ul'dah.
No, not yet. Maybe the Adventurers Guild, but not. Maybe the Adventurers Guild, but not Ul'dah as a whole. So you do indeed leave, and by the time this chaos has settled, a chocobo drawn carriage that's big enough for the party draws up. Lily, how are you paying for this?
Actually, she was gonna talk to the chocobo person about getting a carriage and try to go over prices.
Well, you can start haggling now.
Yeah, she has 1,000 gold. Or gil. Sorry.
Yeah. You have 1,000 gold. That's a problem.
She would look at the show. So I need a carriage for me and my compatriots.
How many of you?
Dog.
11.
Do Mughals count?
Only if they're sitting inside the carriage. If they're hovering or flying, no.
In that case,
They're used to flying. They can just fly themselves.
7.
There's 7 of us.
Any animals?
Yes.
What kind?
A wolf.
She's an
and
armed.
an ori.
I take offense to that.
Oh! Kemi basically being called a lizard. Oh dear.
Fuck you too. And don't worry about the wolf. She's very well trained.
That's still
You
going.
see?
That's still going to incur a deposit.
You act like being an animal's a bad thing. Wiggles her tail.
Can we just get this over with?
And we'll have to forgive him. He's super grumpy because chocobos are not his thing.
Can I assume that you're not going to harm the chocobos?
No harming of the birds will be done.
I just want to be as far away from them as possible.
Lily, make a persuasion check.
I did. I'm glad I'm proficient with persuasion. Would that mean I have advantage on it?
No.
It just adds a bonus.
All right. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, he's convinced. He's convinced by by your argument that A, the wolf will not piss on the carriage, and B, or shit on the carriage, or draw or kill other animals for that matter, and B, he's also convinced that Akemi is not going to start beheading the horse birds. So he thinks for a second.
We're heading out.
Go on.
We're heading out to Drybone, so it's not that far of a trip. we're going to the church for some, let's just say, we're trying to help somebody in need.
You realize that the Emolja have been getting more antagonistic out that way as of late, yes?
Points to Akemi. That's why he's coming.
I'm also
Right.
and Crayon also kind of steps up and folds his arms.
You would think a missionary would travel without protection.
Another persuasion check, please.
Missionary. Net 20!
He thinks you're the fucking Pope. He thinks you're one of the fucking not the.
This is great.
He.
Sophie hates me right now. You can see it in their face.
It's not hate. I'm trying to think how to word this. You've mentioned being a missionary, and he's like, "You're not. Are you sure you're just a lowly missionary? The way you're dressed, I could have sworn you were like one of the high priestesses of the 12 themselves."
You know, my work takes me many places. So hopefully you can help us out.
And then he's running, you know, like any good old Don, he's running the numbers in his head, and he's also considering. You also can definitely tell that he's considering that if he overcharges you, he's going to get his ass smoked by Nald and or Foul, and
And
Yeah.
she adds, you wouldn't want to upset the gods after all.
For fuck's sake, I'll let you have that one because he's already considering it. And he's like, 250 gil, and to be clear, that is half of what I would normally charge for someone so esteemed. But I warn you, any damage to the birds or to the actual carriage itself, and we'll be talking damages.
Fair enough. She smiles. The church thanks you for your kindness, and we hope you have a blessed day.
Akemi sighs and steps forward, and here's an extra 50 for the dog.
He puts up his hand and shakes his head. No need. I already factored the dog into the cost.
Appreciate it.
But like I said, if the dog, if your wolf violates the carriage, or the birds, or the chocobos, in any way, then I may need that 50 gil from you.
She's
maybe
more likely to torment the Mughals.
There'll be no tormenting on this trip. We will be on our best behavior.
Fair enough.
Please just go before it becomes high noon and it gets even hotter out here.
Yes, of course. Thank you for your concern. She would then start waving them towards the carriage.
After you, your ladyship.
Why, thank you for those kind manners. As she gets on the carriage.
I swear, I hope our new players are watching this because they are getting an idea of what they are getting into.
And you thought she was lawful good. Oh, man.
Chaotic good, maybe.
I mean, if it was an alignment, Akemi's would be chaotic lawful, so...
Yeah.
Fair enough. When they sit down before they get going, she would hand a piece of cloth to Akemi. Would you like a blindfold?
They're over there. I'm looking this way. I am never wearing a blindfold again.
Again. Now I'm just curious. When did you wear a blindfold before?
Hazing ritual to become a captain.
That sounds unfortunate.
It
She's
was for
trying not
them.
to laugh. And that sounds troubling. We should just go.
As her ladyship requests.
Don't
So-
worry, I'll make sure the big bad birds don't eat you.
You just hear a Kemi growling. All of you hear that loud kind of throaty growl coming from the Zayla.
She's giggling to herself.
Chicago's not even paying attention.
Akemi actually flops on top of Liliana, just whole head in lap, panting. Did I say Akemi?
Yes,
Yes.
you did.
Yes, yes.
I meant Fang.
Sure you did.
No, I absolutely meant Fang. Akemi is staring out the back of the cart, just kind of, fuck this, fuck everything, I hope this is over soon.
She would pet Fang, try to comfort.
And absolutely get slimed by the tongue.
Phrasing.
Can I do a reaction and see if she can't grab said tongue before it gets to her?
Yes.
What do I need to roll? That'd be dexterity?
Yeah.
Should I roll one for the dog?
Yes.
Alright. I believe for Fang it was a +1.
Oh, sure. I rolled low on that.
And Fang rolls high!
So
Okay.
she probably just ends up punching this poor dog in the face.
I would like to mention that the Vactair does not condone animal cruelty.
I'm so sorry. But no licking.
Fang kind of looks up like,
You can lick your owner, not me.
the dog gives a bit of a...
In fact, he could probably use your support right now. He's going through a tough time.
She's fine where she is.
But she wants to show you her support.
It seems more like she wants to show you her affection.
Affection can be support.
Oh no, she's fine.
You're grumpy today.
I wonder why.
You know, if you told me what would happen, maybe we could make arrangements to make this a little more pleasant in the future.
I'll think about it.
In the meantime, she leans down and whispers in Fang's ear, "You should go lick Akemi. He needs your love."
Kemi, make a perception check.
Uh, 10.
You can hear that Lily is whispering something, but you cannot necessarily hear what.
Okay. I am going to quickly counter with this. Fang, stay.
Fang obeys unquestioningly. Unless, of course, Lily would like to try and contest that role with an animal
What do I
handling.
roll?
Animal handling.
Oh, jeez, I don't have any kind of pluses in animal handling.
Then you're gonna need no. With that 10, which goes up to a 12 with your stat bonus from wisdom. No, Akemi absolutely commands Fang to stay put. I should really take down the Benkar ad because regrettably Benkar is all done. For now.
You're so mean.
Anyways, Akemi is basically staying on high alert the entire trip. Do we need to make any perception rolls for that?
Yeah, Lily's ears are staying perked up and listening to every noise.
No. I thankfully this first part of the journey.
Thank you.
This first part of the journey is pretty safe because it's near Ul'dah. It's proper. So, the brass blades, the flames kind of keep things mostly orderly. Mostly. At least on the public highways. As you travel through Panalan. But as you cross over into the east, that is when I will require a perception check from everyone, and I am going to make a private roll of my own.
2 9s. Alright. We are missing one more.
Okay. I shall be right back because I unfortunately have a. Oh no! Dang it, Donna! She's right there, curled up next to my foot. But make your rolls, and I shall tell me if anyone gets sort of above a 13.
I hit a 13.
Okay.
Do I need to make one for the dog?
I got above a 13.
Make one for Fang too.
Liliana got a 21, and alright, dead roll for Fang. Fang got a 10.
Fang does have perception something, don't they? Because they're a wolf.
Yeah, but I don't have Fang's sheet anymore. So I'm doing dead rolls right now.
Wolf stat block. Perception is a +3.
Oh, so Fang got a 13. Okay. So 2 13s and a 21.
And an 11.
Yes.
We're playing blackjack.
Apparently so. What kind of blackjack? You don't know. Not yet.
The kind that has knives?
Apparently. Or spears.
My brain went the other route. My brain went stripper blackjack.
Later.
What are you doing, Donna? Are you hunting?
Being cat.
Hug bunting.
Okay. I needed that. I didn't want to call a break just yet.
So was it 13 and above, or was it just
13 and above? Okay, those of you who basically
everyone but Akemi.
Yes.
Akemi gets a Akemi, you would get advantage because you're on guard.
Oh, okay. So roll another one.
Yeah.
Still bad.
There's one more person who hasn't rolled yet, technically.
No, Kyle's is right above yours.
No.
Ah.
A bunny.
Right. Ran.
What about the Moogles?
They're all hungover.
That and they are chattering among themselves and distracted. Sorry. Right. Those of you who rolled a 13 or higher, except for Liliana, who fucking rolled fucking gangbusters, you would certainly hear multiple sets of footsteps running towards your location. Lily, upon your ears kind of detecting this, you actually then look in the direction of where these footsteps are coming from. You see a squad of Amolja charging towards your location.
She would bolt up, instantly bringing out her funnels, as is her instinct,
Okay.
and alert the rest. We have Emolja coming in.
Awesome.
And of course, in her head, she's wondering why she's the only one that jumped up. She'd also tap on the back of the cart, telling the driver to go faster.
Okay. So now we're going to get into fun stuff, because now Lily is telling the driver to book it. So he cracked on the reins, and the chocobos suddenly surge and start sprinting. But the rest of you are not necessarily prepared, except for Lily. So,
You didn't warn everyone.
they're prepared, but not prepared for the sudden kind of change in velocity.
Fair enough.
So,
What's that?
So dex save or an acrobatics or something?
yeah, acrobatics if you have it. Otherwise, a regular old dex check. Dex
The
save.
irony is that both of these are the exact same modifier for me, so whatever. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that
Yeah.
one
All right. Do you want an ability check or a dex saving throw?
dex
17.
saving throw. You'll stay in the carriage.
8.
Can I try to make a reflex to catch him?
Yes.
So that's Dex, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah.
18.
You catch him.
All right. And then
How-
one for the dog. You got a 13.
What's up?
I think they.
Kurt.
Oop, that ain't it. Dang it.
I'll just do a straight.
Oh, wait. I pulled up the wolf stat blocks, and Fang has a 15.
Okay. And Crayon has an 18. You all managed to stay in the carriage.
How close are these guys?
They are at range right now, but you see a couple of them drawing bows.
Lily would grab her funnel and start channeling ether, almost like it's a little hand cannon.
And Shikyle just has both their chakrams. Are they within 60 feet?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Then she's gonna toss both chakrams at them, or the nearest.
Okay.
Are
When
they
she
too?
goes to... Oh, go ahead. Go
Are
ahead.
they too close for a crossbow?
No?
Sweet. So Akemi is prepping the crossbow.
And they're all on foot, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait a minute. That's greater. They're further away than 20 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I have to roll that again. Uh, 13.
That would hit them.
All right.
One of them.
Where is...
All right.
Wait. I'm not seeing her shot.
I haven't implemented it yet because I've been dealing with everything else.
What should I use then?
Apparently, I don't have any bolts for the crossbow right now.
You can.
If a 13 hit, I'm pretty sure a 16 hit.
Hang on, I can pull it up. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay,
Cid.
okay. You all are talking over me. I've got one of you asking about where's something on your sheet. I've got one of you asking where's your ammunition, and I've got one of you actually launching attacks out of initiative. So, let's rewind it, please, for a second, because this is not okay.
All right.
While I am trying to solve everyone's problems at once. Okay, Lily, starting with you. Features. Look at your Ether Shot feature. It is in your active abilities under your features tab. You may not have the cardia stuff that I've got to implement, but you do have your Ether Shot available.
Okay.
I found the crossbow bolts. I'm
Cool.
just gonna let you know.
As for combat, I am looking at things because this was a random thing, and I am checking real quick. Of course, they have weird. Yeah, I'm going. Of course, they made it so that Amalja are an actual race and not stat block.
When I can, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yep, sure.
What is a reasonable amount of crossbow bolts?
50.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's say that for the time being, that they are still trying to get ready to actually shoot at you. So you lot can all go first. It will basically go that you, them, for the time being. As in all of you and then all of them. Because this is a pursuit. And you are also being dealt. They may also try to shoot at the carriage or the chocobos. So, yeah. So, duality, you can now take a shot with your chakrams. And for the purposes of this, I'm going to say that the 16 definitely hits. That 13 does not.
Okay. 16 hits, so just roll my damage.
Yep.
Alright, that would be 8.
Okay. You definitely see one of them kind of get beamed in the head. But keeps on coming.
Is it me or Akemi next?
Whichever of you wants to take a shot.
Go ahead.
Go to D20 first.
It's right here. I just twisted it.
Yes, roll. Oh my god. What? No. That was supposed to be 1.
Either of those would miss. So, as you fire those ether shots, they kind of dodge out the way and keep on coming.
Okay. So now it's Kemi's turn. And it's still not recognizing the stupid... For some reason, it's not recognizing the bolts. So ammunition.
Give me a second. Let me look. Okay.
Go for it.
Looking.
Okay.
Dixon says that your kids.
Weird. Let me see if equipped. Bolts are equipped. Tails, they are equipped.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Yep. Resource consumption. I had to select the crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Should work now.
Yep.
Alrighty. Ah!
I need another. Unless you're going to use an inspiration or something to re-roll that.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, re-roll it. That's not much better.
It's not a nat 1.
But it's not in that one. So, your crossbow, the strings on your crossbow don't suddenly snap and break. You just miss. So
That's fine.
Or the recoil is not stronger than you anticipate, and you beam yourself in the face.
Seeing as it doesn't work, and this is Kemi's first time trying it, they're actually going to switch to holding their frying pan.
fine by me. Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm going to make a set of rolls.
All I imagined was a Kimmy trying to deflect arrows with the frying pan.
That may happen. We will have to see.
Oh, I wish it had done it separately. Oh no, it does do it separately. I know how to do that. Okay, cool. So, okay. And now I need to do, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll. So, Akemi, you've got 1 bolt coming your way.
Okay.
And 5 is 1, 4. Bang as well, actually. Bang also has a bolt coming her way. And to make this nice and simple, because the fact you are moving and all that fun shit, both of you take 4 damage each.
Okay, so I can't roll to deflect it?
No.
Okay.
Next time, yes. Next time, now you're actually in position with the pan and ready. Because as you're getting it out, you know, a shot comes and hits you in the hand.
Okay.
But both of you, so you lot can now make some more attacks. Roll a d20 each if you and such, or roll your regular attacks for me.
Well, you know that's going up.
There's a nat 1 there.
Yep.
That goes
And I don't
bouncing
think I
into
have
the
another
dirt.
inspiration, but I can't keep track of them in this thing.
Yeah, I think I need to find a mod that'll let me have y'all have it so y'all can have multiple
3?
inspiration. Or I can change it to one of your resource boxes as inspiration instead, but whatever. I need you to make another D20, Shikyle, because I need you to see whether that chakram is coming back to you or not. Oh, it absolutely comes back to you. You don't lose that lovely +1 chakram. But
I did miss that one. So
yes, you missed both of them. And
I have to do it at disadvantage because they're further away than 20 feet.
Mhm.
So that's
And-
what that was just one attack.
okay. Now do your second one.
Yep, I keep forgetting to hit disadvantage. So there we go. 13.
Misses.
Apparently,
Alright.
in
Next.
mobile battle, we suck.
I mean, it is a moving vehicle that does. Alrighty. Since Fang can't really attack, can Fang roll to intimidate
Yes.
with barks?
Yes.
Sweetness. Le roll. Leave. Let's see. What does intimidation get? Charisma.
Yep.
Oh, it's a 7.
The Amalja just bark back. It doesn't do anything to Fang, but basically, they just. I think you think they may be saying something nasty to Fang.
That is something I want to see now is a barking Amolja. Oh.
Okay, who's next? Or
The Amolja?
no.
Akemi is basically prepping with the frying pan to deflect.
Okay.
The back of the frying pan, though.
What about the Moogles?
Yes, well, the Moogles are spellcasting in combat. They are basically a spellcasting focus for Shikyle.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
How
they're
many of these?
Wait,
How many of these guys are there?
what about Thorn and Zorn? One of them's an archer.
They are cowering right now.
Okay.
And what did you say, Duality?
I said, how many of these enemies are there?
6. But one of them
6.
is not looking all that pretty. Crayon is gonna huck a hand axe. And
Crayon's going Kratos.
yes. And hits one of them in the head. And doesn't do much, but actually, it was the same one that you beamed in the head with one of the chakrams, and that one stumbles and collapses.
Can I change what Akemi's doing? I just
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yep.
Okay, what should I roll for Akemi using the frying pan as like a big bat for what are now very sturdy hand pies? They're a little old now.
Make me a regular crossbow check.
Okay.
Just for ease of this.
Wouldn't that be an improvised weapon?
Hush. I am working with what I have right now. And any further outbursts will be dealt with. That misses. It misses. And the Amalja stop for a second to realise you're now throwing food at them.
Very old, stale food, mind you.
Yes.
I think it's about 2 months old at this point.
Ship's biscuits. Lethal weapon. High doses.
Oh, I've got no, that's not the right button.
But no, Akemi has a lot of those still, so depending on how that works.
Hey, Lily, you take 4 damage as an arrow. You take an arrow to the knee.
Congratulations on your marriage.
I guess my adventuring is over.
Yes. All the Maljar just kind of miss with their bows. They're really fucking incompetent, it seems. Yeah, that's their round over. You do notice that because the chocobos and the carriage haven't been interfered with so far, that you are starting to pull away from them. So you reckon that in another 20 seconds or so, if they haven't damaged the carriage or killed a chocobo, you will probably get away with the scot-free.
Okay, so it's our turn.
It's your turn again. And that hits. And I'm going to say another one takes a shot straight to the head this time from one of Lily's new lifts.
So a laser beam to the skull.
Yes. The laser beam to the skull, laser to the face, and collapses. And actually, at that point, roll d4 and basically heal someone d4 of your choice. As you kind of get that kind of etheric backwash from, as you mentioned, to hit.
1.
Okay.
She'd heal a Kimmy.
Kemi, you feel like a bit of etheric backwash coming from the new left. Your hand heals up a bit.
Ah, yes, the slight bit.
Yes, the slight bit.
Alright.
Okay, who's next?
Uh,
It's like, oh my god.
instead of actually using my chakrams, I'm actually going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Fog Cloud behind the carriage, but they'd have to pass through it to actually see the carriage.
Uh-huh.
So in between the two.
In between the two, yeah. So hopefully that will give us a one-turn buffer.
That will reduce the amount of time needed to escape.
All right, I'm trying to find where my spell slots and everything are.
I just realized I have 2 spells that are interesting.
And that is a concentration, so I don't know how to apply that.
So if you click the dice icon next to Fog Cloud, you would then put a measured template on like the battlefield scene. If I'd actually prepped a map for this, but this is kind of impromptu. So yeah, see what it does.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just a big area behind us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I'm just going to flavor this as probably the paladin drinking, and then he belches.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So it's alcohol-scented fog.
Yes.
They run through it and they get a contact drunk.
Can we roll a percentile to see how much?
That is up to is up to Sophia.
Yes, roll a percentile, see how much.
60.
60%.
That is 120 proof fog.
Yeah.
So apparently the Moogles are drinking moonshine.
Moogle shine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that, does Kemi really need to take any more shots?
No, because also the fog will make it a little more difficult to aim. And I'd have to start inflicting kind of a penalty just because you're trying to shoot through the fog. But that being said, after losing 2 of their number of their little raiding party, and also the fact that there's now an alcoholic fog cloud in their way, and they like fire, they put 2 and 2 together and realize if they get anywhere near that thing, they're going to explode, and they decide to piss off. And y'all continue on to Camp Drybone with no further trouble from the beast tribes.
On our way,
Yes.
she's going to sit down and pull the arrow from her leg with a disgruntled, I want to say, groan.
Mm-hmm.
And then apply her healing magics outside of combat to heal herself.
Absolutely fine.
You know we have to include that freaking alcohol cloud somewhere in the title now for today's
Yeah.
episode.
And I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how to destroy this thing off of my scene, but it might be because the game is technically paused. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Well, either way, you're making a Camp Drybone, and I think that would be a good place to take a quick break to hydrate and for me
My
to
case,
see if,
let the dog out.
yes, let the dog out and all that fun stuff. While I try to figure out if there is a way to get rid of this bloody thing off of my scene. So y'all have fun, go hydrate or die straight, and we should be back in 5-10 minutes. So maybe a bit longer, depending on the doggo.
Yet it's a dinosaur.
And we're back. All right. So they get away. So our lovely adventurers get away from the Amalja ambush and make it safely to Camp Drybone, which, for those of you who don't know what Camp Drybone looks like, it's like this.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she tapped magic in the face.
You know how in Star Wars, like Luke's house is like in the ground essentially. You have this pit, and then the houses are built into the walls of the pit. Camp Drybone is like that. It's like one giant kind of pit, and all the amenities are in the pit, and like there are like rooms and the inn and stuff are all built into the sides.
Okay.
So it's like it's kind of in a way it's subterranean, but it's also exposed to the elements. There's no roof or anything really to speak of. So yeah, the driver guides the carriage up to the Choco Keep and signals everyone to get off and starts to inspect the carriage and the chocobos and nods approvingly. Thank you for defending me back there. That was a mess, no make no mistake. Frickin' Amalja, damn beastmen. Ever since recently they've been conducting raids on like crystal shipments and all sorts. Even been taking hostages. Madness.
Oh,
Is
no, go ahead.
is this the same person that we booked the carriage from?
No.
Okay. She would jump off and, out of instinct, more than anything, put back on her mask.
Okay. You all do notice that there is an etherite in the middle of Camp Drybone. If anyone wants to go and try to, attune to it.
May as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. Everybody do the
Arcana.
11.
Nope.
17?
Yeah.
Hey, Liliana got knocked on her ass.
Oh,
I'm gonna
dear.
use an inspiration.
Okay.
I should at least have.
You got one at least. I gave you one earlier.
Rolled a 1. Got teleported back to the last city.
Yeah. What was the reroll? Have a look.
10.
And it should have been the 10.
The 10 wouldn't do it.
17 would, though.
You got an 18, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I have a +1 on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
So those of you who didn't roll high enough don't feel any connection to the Aetherite, but then Akemi, you do, and the others at that point, just through sheer proximity and the fact you've been around each other long enough, it kind of branches out to all of you by default. And while you don't feel any smaller Aetherite shards in the camp, you do feel like there's a connection going back the way you came towards Ul'dah.
Okay.
And you do feel like there are the startings of other connections to other places, but you would actually have to go and, go explore and find those places in order to build your network. So, yeah, you're in the camp. It's high noon, so the heat is beating down. Lily, you would know where the church is because they are friendly to the Scions. They are Scion allied. So you would know what the purpose of the church really is. You'd know it's a safe house essentially.
Yeah.
In case things go to hell.
Instantly, you're putting Bill on the screen. I hear.
She'd take a deep breath, kind of look around a little.
The bug apparently says hi.
And get her bearings.
Once you've got your bearings, I'm not going to make you roll for any of that. You remember that the church is to the north. You'd have to kind of head back up out of the camp, up one of the hills, and then there's a path leading up to the lich yard, and then to the small building that is the Church of Saint Adama Landama.
So she'd look at the others, and I know where we need to go if you want to head straight there.
Better than just standing around.
With our dick in our hands.
Yes, thanks for that image. And with that, she would start heading in that direction.
Yeah, and it's a very short walk, comparatively speaking. The hill kind of leading up to it is not all that steep either. As you kind of walk along sort of the desert path, you actually manage to start walking past like cast iron fences, grave, got tombstones, and also you would know that a lich yard is essentially a graveyard. It is a place where people are buried, and
I want to be close to the microphone.
Okay. As they're walking through the graveyard, she would give a slight prayer, showing her respects to those who have departed.
about the others.
Akemi gives the briefest of nods.
Shikayo I'm not really sure how
Huggy.
she would respect the dead, but she'd probably do it in her own way. I don't know how Mikote do that, so.
Desolate.
Depends on the tribe.
You done?
Oh, that's
And I don't mean
troublesome.
well, I don't mean like Seeker of the Moon or Seeker of the Sun. I mean it depends on each individual tribe.
So after you all pay your respect in whichever way you see fit, you can continue heading up the path, and
Yeah.
as you kind of come up on the church, you do see a man in a cloak, with a wheelbarrow, kind of shoveling earth into the barrow, preparing to take it somewhere.
Don't suppose that'd be our guy right off the bat, you think?
Apparently she's super excited.
I don't know, are we
She
that
has
lucky?
more to do.
She would walk up to the guy. Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, she's a bitch.
Can you tell me your name?
I was about to say
Lily, it's a little difficult to hear you with lots of other voices in the background, so I'm trying to hear what you're saying. Are you trying to talk to the robed man?
Yes.
Okay. What was it you said to him?
She asked if he could tell her his name.
Well, of course. It's Marques. Marqueus.
So she'd look back at Akemi. Well, I guess you're right.
well, I
Just our luck.
wanted
We were
to,
looking for you.
For me? Odd. Why would you be looking for me?
We hear you're pretty handy, and we could use.
I don't really
That's a hell of a way to word it.
I mean,
need to talk answers.
you aren't wrong in that I know how to fix things around the church, but I'm not
You're
much
still-
more. Go on.
She'd cut him off. Your skills extend far beyond that, and I'm sorry I've been holding back my excitement. It's just we know more about your past than you do.
How do you mean?
I believe we know who you were.
What do you mean who I was? I've always been Marques.
No. We know you suffer from amnesia. You don't have to hide it. And honestly, via my contacts, we believe your real name is Cid.
Amnesia? Who are you to come up to me and tell me that I have amnesia and that I'm not who I believe I am? Really? This is
I
quite
should-
improper.
My name is Liliana, and I'm a student of Baldessin.
Oh, you're one of the scions. Still, this isn't entirely improper.
Never said she was.
Thank you, Akemi. Look, I would be more subtle if I had the time, but we're kind of on a time crunch because I'm really trying to avoid a headache. Your name is Cid Garlond, whether you want to believe me or not. You are great with machines because you literally are one of the greatest minds to ever be born into said world of ours. And I'd like you to try and remember.
At this point, Akemi sighs, walks over, and picks her up by the back of the shirt. That's not how this works.
Then he just continues to stare at the two of you, or three of you, really, four.
I wanted to
She
see
takes off her
the-
mask and looks at Akemi. And growls a little. Well, then what do you propose? I don't have a spell to bring back his memories.
Well, for starters, are you certain?
I would know that. I would know that face, right?
Jellyfish
You would know that face. You would know that he's aged by 6 years since the calamity. So the beard and everything would be new. But same white hair, same rough, style. He has his goggles on as well.
I know that appearance anywhere. I'm sure.
Okay. Then don't go trying to strong arm it.
Sorry, it's just I really don't want another one of those.
I know. And I don't want you to have one either.
But you're right. We need to address this logically.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Marques. We'll use the name you're familiar with. Can you remember anything from before the 6 years?
No. The good father, the priest. I remember he found me and took me in and nursed me back to health after the seventh Umbral calamity. And I've been here ever since, repaying his kindness.
And you've not once tried to figure about where you came from?
No, it's all a blur to me.
So wouldn't it make sense that maybe something could have happened?
Perhaps, but at the same time, I'm happy with my lot. I'm happy
What if
working here at the church.
I get that? Oh, believe me, I get that. Happy doing what it is you do and not caring about the things around you or the world in its general state, but there are people that need you.
Yeah, the priest, the the
On a much bigger
priest,
scale.
the priestesses, the nuns need me.
Think bigger.
Listen, she's right. We don't have a lot of time. Memory aside, let's try this a different way.
She would, as he's talking, she'd rummage through her bag and see if she could pull out any Allegan scraps of technology.
Mm-hmm. You do. You pull out like what seems to be like an elegant stopwatch, pocket watch kind of thing.
She'd tug on Akemi's shirt.
That'll work.
Here, why not work on this?
With what?
She'd hand him tools.
I mean, I'm more than happy to fix your watch.
It's a piece of ancient Allegan technology.
Who? What?
When you work on it, I think maybe you'll get that feeling that all of us who love engineering get when we're messing with some tech.
He raises his eyebrow at you.
Please just try it.
And he tries to give it back to you. It's like, no.
I roll persuasion.
Hmm?
Can I try rolling persuasion?
Yeah, sure.
11. All right.
I am proficient in persuasion too.
Well, you beat him. He hesitates for a second and looks at it and kind of grimaces before taking it and then taking any tools you proffer him. And it takes a little while, but as he starts to go on.
No, go ahead.
As he starts to kind of work his way around it, it's very clear, even the most uninitiated of persons, that he knows his way around this. Even on first sight. And eventually, after a few minutes, he seals it back up and it's functional. And he
I think
stares.
he did that faster than you could have.
He stares at it. He stares at it and then hands it back quickly. He's like, that doesn't really prove anything.
You did that like a pro, and you're saying it doesn't prove anything.
Oh no! I've worked on plenty of watches.
This isn't a watch.
I mean,
What?
it is. It's ancient tech, though.
What?
It's Allegan. It's from the ancient civilization. Old technology that most people don't even understand, let alone know how to fix. And you pieced it together like nothing.
So, real quick question. He is Imperial, right?
Yes.
So
Was.
he,
He's a
was.
defector.
Right. But he would still recognize symbols,
Yes.
potentially.
Yes.
Okay. Let's try one other thing.
My plan failed, so go for it.
So for the first time in a while for any of them, Akemi actually pulls off his outer armor, which underneath is what he wore in the army. And he stretches out, joints pop. Do you know this symbol?
Isn't that the symbol of the Alamegan Brigade?
Yes. You should be pretty familiar with it.
And he kind of stares at it for a second before he starts clutching his head. No, Bosja. No, what happened to Bosja? That Bosja Citadel, the experiment went wrong. Whatever you've done has clearly triggered some negative memories to do with some kind of catastrophe.
Would she have any notes or books that might have the ironwork symbol?
Yes.
You pull one of them out and get him to look at it. And try to get him to focus on the ironwork symbol. taking Akemi's lead.
He does start focusing on it, but the problem is you've now caused a racket, and the priest comes out. What is the meaning of this? What is going on out here? Are you harassing a Marques?
She'd hand the book to Akemi and try to deal with the priest. Just like, hold on. I'm a student of Baldessin, and I'm trying to help Cid remember who he is. We need him.
Who is this the Cid?
Marques' real name.
And the priest gives you a glare, and you can tell that the priest knows more than he's letting on. This is not the Cid. This is Marques. He's been here for 6 years helping me around the leech yard and around the church. He's fantastic at keeping the roof from leaking.
If I go get my mentor, Master Thancred, or maybe I should call up Ishtola to come and ask him, and maybe handle this affair instead.
And the priest kind of rubs a hand down his face. Hey, I knew this day would come, but
We need him.
What? You need a what?
I need Cid to help me with something that is so far beyond the abilities of what a mortal person could do that it could change the world.
Now it's on time.
Look.
I can't read the time.
He kind of steps up, while Cid is with Akemi trying to leaf through the book. Look, when we found him 6 years ago, the calamity, whatever happened at Cardinal, we found him with no memory of the Battle of Cardinal. Nothing, none of his former life. He's at peace here. Are you really trying to tell me that you want me to take him and put him back into all that fighting and all that war?
I want to give him back who he is.
I mean,
Whether or not he goes to war is entirely his call.
but he should have the sense to make that decision, not be. Oh. Go ahead.
On his own, without someone speaking about it.
That, and you talk about peace like it's everlasting. What if his contribution could help save lives? Don't you have an obligation to help influence that kind of selflessness?
Didn't you hear him? The moment you mentioned the Alamegans and the Empire, he started having the bad memories of all the things he did while he was serving the Empire that caused devastation and destruction.
Had to shock his system somehow.
She's gonna snap a little. She's just done. Her tail does that straight out thing, and she stomps her foot really hard. And you think not everyone has something bad? We all have something bad. Every single one of us comes from some kind of past.
Plus, we all had to deal with the calamity.
I am not talking about the calamity. I am talking about what he did when he worked for the Empire.
Okay.
Do you think the things you have done that are bad are comparable to the loss of an entire nation?
I had to leave my.
He starts to raise his voice.
I had to leave my home because of my decisions.
At that point, Cid kind of holds up a hand and shakes his head. It's like, Father, stop. I understand where they're coming from, and The more I read this book and the more I hear all of you talk, the more it's coming back to me. At Cartano, I was there with Louis Soir, watching as Bahamut descended because the Meteor Project, that bastard Neil Vandanis, not to mention my own father, and their blasted Meteor Project, bringing the moon upon the fields of Cartano and releasing Bahamut. Hadn't it been for Louis Soir and the Warriors of Light, we wouldn't be here. He just kind of looks up at the sky for a second. And clearly, the very fact that you've given me Allagan technology for the first time in 6 or so years means that I have not lost my touch.
I don't think someone of your level of intelligence could lose their touch.
Oh, that's cool.
Better take that praise. She doesn't give compliments often.
She gives compliments?
At this point, the priest kind of shrugs his shoulders in exasperation and then goes inside and then comes back with a toolbox. And inside the toolbox is like a lot of advanced Magitech tools. And he hands them to Marques, or Cid, rather.
She can't help but eye them a little bit, and
we have found these with you, and we found you. We haven't given them back because you seemed happy. You seemed content. But it seems you are destined for greater things.
So they knew who he was and lied.
wow, you're kind of a messed up priest, aren't you?
Some memories are worth forgetting.
I mean,
Your-
you've got your ways.
Your companion there is right. The calamity, it affected us all in different ways.
And if we forgot about it, then who would be there to help fix it?
That's a good question. But either way, I did not know what these tools were for. But now we know. And it seems wrong to keep the great Master Garlond here any longer when apparently you have need of him.
Right now, I think I just owe him a beer.
And Cid turns to the rest of you and nods, taking down the hood of his cloak. So, all right then. What do you need me for?
We need your help getting into a place that I'm not sure if you're familiar with, known as the Crystal Tower.
Oh, and he takes a second because he doesn't want to speak out of turn. He's like, yes and no. I am aware of it. I am aware of where it is, but I don't know what's happened in the past 6 years to be able to help. What exactly do you need help with?
I can't tell you what happened in the last 6 years because, well, I'm kind of... how do I put this? I don't really blend with society. But I can tell you why I sought you out, and she would recount the events that led her to seek him out. With the headaches, the voice, the ether, and the fact that it felt like her very soul was being ripped from her body.
Basically was.
casted your line at a fishing pool you haven't been to before. So.
While she's doing that, Akemi's putting their armor back on.
Okay.
That's probably a good idea.
To those who actually bothered to pay attention, Akemi's body is a lot more feminine than one would expect. If anyone paid attention.
Chicago would have seen and wouldn't have even bothered questioning it.
Lily's got all kinds of questions, but knows that it would be considered rude. And with how Akemi responded to the Chocobo questions, she feels that those kind of questions would be so much worse. Then she just doesn't know Akemi well enough for that kind of discussion yet.
But yeah, no, as Akemi finishes putting on armor and Lily finishes regaling the story of the bullshit that's been going on.
You may wish to check your whispers.
Shift W, right?
I'm talking to Akemi.
Okay.
Would you like to explain to the others what's happening?
Akemi is on the very last piece of armor, and it's sudden. And mind you, they've been very methodical and quick about putting on their armor. No hesitation, no like shaking hands or anything. And they drop the last piece, one of their wristbands. And it clatters to the ground as a sharp pain goes through their head. And all anybody hears from them is, "Son of a bitch."
Lily would jump at the sound of the clattering armor and let out the most feminine of squeaks. And kind of just look him over. When she looks him over, can I do an Arcana check?
Yep.
Wait, why didn't it show up? Oh, it did. 18. Okay.
Yeah. It seems like Akemi was the target of a forced teleportation spell, which didn't quite connect.
See, now it's happening to everyone.
She's talking, and they're just grumbling to themselves. They crouch down to pick up the dropped armor and stand up again, shaking their head.
She's gonna try and see if she can't help ease their pain.
Oh, the pain's gone.
Yep.
Chico just walks over and hands them a bottle of wine.
They look at the wine and shrug. I think
I'm trying to get stronger. You drunk. And then
okay. What did you say, Pure? I didn't hear you.
Akemi glances at the wine bottle, kind of shrugs and shakes their head. I think I'll need something stronger.
She holds up a finger and pulls out her water skin.
Of course, water skin. They take a sip appreciatively and pass it back.
Lily's gonna be examining Akemi to make sure he's really okay.
Although I would say now you have to probably roll either a con save or a D100. That was her special stuff.
Oh, Dungeon Mommy?
Yeah.
Which one?
D100.
Okie pokey. Two.
It barely affected them.
Random. Hey, I'm not the only one thinking of it.
Really, would you get? You're too tall. Come down here.
It's like the alcohol that's so strong, I'm surprised the leather of the water skin hasn't melted.
And it barely did anything to Akemi, which says something.
It says that either they can hold their liquor really well, or they barely drank even a sip, or they only pretended to take a sip.
They smelled it and knew the danger.
Oh no, the alcohol is definitely on Akemi's breath. You can smell it. They drunk a fair bit of that, and they've come away none the worse for wear.
At Liliana's request, though, they smirk and actually pick her up.
Oh no.
Too tall, huh?
She's gonna flail. This was unexpected and very alarming.
And Cid is just there looking on. It's like, okay, we seem to have gotten off track. So the Crystal Tower?
Stops flailing in midair. 1 second. Sorry, Cid. 1, never pick me up again. 2, yes, I want to make sure you're okay, and if you're willing to let me check you over once, at least, I am a medical professional.
That last part's debatable, but I'll grant you the.
Chikayo is still just holding this water skin with a raised eyebrow, looking back and forth between it and Akemi, and then she takes a swig of it.
Akemi sets Liliana back down, glances at Cid, and nods. We'll be heading that way in a little while.
And I rolled a 60 this earlier, so that's 101.
Yeah, you're in full drunken master mode. You know that alcohol is working. Akemi just can hold the liquor fucking brilliantly.
Soldier.
She would turn and apologize to Cid as well. Look, I know we're in a hurry, but with what's happening, I really want to make sure they're okay. If we can find like a private room so I can give them a once over and just make sure nothing's wrong.
I'm fine. Pain's gone.
You can't be sure.
It was dark magic that attacked you. It was void magic that touched me. I don't feel any besides my own.
It was teleportation rat magic.
What was that for, Shikayo?
Medicine check.
Medicine checking over Akemi.
Akemi, especially with that 20, yeah, is perfectly fine. There is the very slight lingering of a different kind of ether on Akemi, but physically and mentally, as far as you can tell, Akemi is normal, perfectly fine.
Honestly, the only thing that you'd notice is the fact that they're still slightly scuffed up from the fight and the shot on their head.
So, what's your plan then? Did ask, what's the plan here? I'm assuming you need to gain entrance to the tower for some reason, and the tower is Allagan or technological in nature, which means you need someone who's experienced with that level of technology, which means you needed me. But
Her ears would flatten. I didn't really want to go over the plan because I don't think certain people would appreciate it.
does she look at the priest when she says that?
No, she looked at Akemi.
I will pick you up again.
Hiss.
Wait, does Lily actually hiss?
Yes.
Huh.
How do I have Shakai's sheet up?
Yeah, I do too.
Apparently, Forge is being weird.
Uh-huh.
After she hisses at Akemi, she sighs. Fine. The plan is I plan on connecting to the tower. She would move her hair and the mask enough for Cid to be able to see her eyes.
Oh,
Which are still wearing contacts.
You know who we need to speak to?
Yeah, she take out the contact. Sorry.
Yeah. You know who we could speak to? Assuming they're still around? Sons of Saint Koinak. They would know.
Who?
The Sons of Saint Koinak were are researchers who are researching. How can I put it? They're researching what effects the calamity had on Mordona, but also more than that, they've been trying to gain access to the Crystal Tower. I heard rumors as Marques, about how there was a group of some of them even came through this way at one point. They should have a base camp in Mordona somewhere, but this plan. You're right. The only way to get in there easily is to have someone with the Anakin royal bloodline, and if you've got that, then that'll make that easy enough. But why do you need me? He's asking Lily. He's asking Lily.
She sighs.
Yeah, she's already not going to make it. So I should go
And
on.
kind of takes a deep breath. Honestly, the plan is I need you to help me disengage the locks, and I need you to check all the mechanical stuff because connecting with the tower is going to take all the concentration I can muster. And my colleagues aren't really technologically savvy.
I know weapons, not science.
I'll be completely defenseless while connecting with the tower as well. Plus, the tower. She sighs and looks at Akemi, or side glances at Akemi. The tower can also be extremely dangerous to connect to because of what it is.
Which is?
Don't tell me it's some gigantic death ray or something.
If you harness the power inside of it, it very well could be.
And you're mind melding to this thing. Why?
Because that's where this pull is coming from. In other words, I'm putting my consciousness on the line, my entire being, to get answers.
You mean the thing that's trying to tell us not to go the way that we're going?
The thing that tried to tell us not to go the way we were going to go.
It's still saying it.
Maybe it's on repeat.
It's just like a message buoy in the void, and it just repeats itself every fucking few days.
Right.
Latches on.
It's like those automated messages in Fallout you pick up over the Pip Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just reaching out to whomever it may concern.
Yep.
She sighs. Look, if you've got a better solution.
I told you, I don't know science.
Then I guess we're going with my plan.
And they never taught me how to use any of this stuff. They made sure I didn't get anywhere near it.
They? Not important right now. Look, this is all I've got. And the only life in danger here should be mine. Of course, unexpected things can happen, and I can't guarantee anyone's safety.
Cid folds his arms and nods. Okay. We'll have to do what I do best. Improvise. And he's
Oh, good. We're great at bullshitting.
smiles. But as he turns to face you with that kind of reassuring grin of his, I'd like you all to make me an Arcana check real quick.
Oh boy.
Woo, 22. Not 20.
Nat 20.
13.
So, Kyle and Lily, you would feel a surge of fire ether out in the distance. It's starting to build up. You would feel the build up basically. Akemi would notice it a few moments later, and then suddenly there is a huge pillar of fire erupting further out into Eastern Fanaland, reaching out to the sky and turning it a very nasty crimson lava-like red and orange.
Did somebody set off that cloud?
I imagine that's probably the bug we were supposed to squish.
Of course. This is just how our luck fucking goes.
The bug ran into the cloud?
They're talking about Efrit.
And with that, ladies, gents, and non-binary pals, we are going to leave it there for the night on that little cliffhanger. So, yeah, things are
Going sideways.
going sideways as usual.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you all for listening. Whenever I'm watching, if you're still watching and listening. Yeah, I think maybe some people are. Don't forget to go Canadian Dice and use Bacteria code to get apparently 15% off right now. Spooktober in a couple weeks. Come watch us and help us raise money for kids. Child's Play. And we shall hopefully see you next week when these poor sods are probably going to go against the Lord of the Inferno himself. And maybe, just maybe, they might meet a couple new people along the way. We'll see.
Or get Ifrit drunk. Whichever comes first.
Or both.
Both is good. But otherwise...
Can you get a flame creature drunk? Because
Maybe.
they burn off the ethanol fast.
I'm sure you can get anything drunk.
If you try hard enough.
Yeah, this is Shikar we're talking about. Anyway.
And she's in Drunken Master mode.
Yeah. So, it is goodbye from me, goodbye from them, and we shall see you next week, hopefully, unless we're all dying, which we shouldn't be. Touch wood, touch the rest of it. We'll be fine. We'll have new people to torture next week, hopefully. But yes, good night.
Bye.